Yes,
was
yes,
straight
the regular one.
the set, but then these fancy things, you try to become fancy, and these fancy things don't go. But Harlem, let me just go back to you so you can talk and I fix up.
Okay.
So just go ahead.
Yes. So I was saying that if we had had the infrastructure in place, then of course by this time we would have had Mr. Larson and his team coming into Belize to play. Now that is good for Belize because long term, first of all, it brings exposure to our country. Now these are college teams. These are college teams. I had also engaged in conversations with Mr. Sorry, that's Dr. John Kempinen from the University of North Florida. I've met with him twice in Belize, face to face. I met with him at Bullfrog Inn in Belmopan and also at the Princess Hotel in Belize City. And we spoke extensively about baseball. Mr. Larson has I'm mixing up the guys, Dr. John Kempinen. He's retired from the University of North Florida. He has a history with Belize, I think, through the Ministry of Education. But he also has a passion for baseball because he was working as an instructor, I believe, in the sports management program. And so he also wanted to see baseball developed in Belize. And so I want to give honor to him because what he did, he helped us to draft the constitution for the Baseball Federation of Belize, which is completely in sync with the Little League International Charter. So there have been some people in the international community who have done significant things for what we have been doing thus far, who have played a major role. Of course, I have not gotten much opportunity to really give them the respect that they deserve. However, I'm doing that now to say that if we can get the baseball field in place, then there's another phase, which is the strategic phase of development, which is we would like to start baseball at the primary school level. If somehow our federation can engage in serious conversation with the Ministry of Sports and the Ministry of Education, how they can adapt a baseball program in each primary school. Because the thing with baseball is very unique. To be great at it, to be really great at it, you need to learn the game at an early age. That's when we learn the game. Because see, when it comes to fastball, if you don't see a fastball consistently, it's hard to hit the fastball.
Yeah.
Right? You can score if you can. Of course, you can get a walk, but usually you got to hit the ball to get on base. Right? Usually. So, for the young people to develop the IQ, the intelligence, the eye speed, the bat speed, all those eye coordination, etc., of the game of baseball, they need to learn the game at an early age.
Yes.
So, I think that it's only wise for Belize to move into another dimension of learning, whereby we can adapt, whereby we can integrate baseball into the education system.
Yes.
We have drafted proposals, of course, readily available if we should have that conversation, whereby we can have practical measures how the federation can assist the schools in terms of coaching and the techniques and all those things to develop the talent. And that can be done easily through the PE, through physical education, all right? So, listen, we are not short of vision. What we are short of most of the time is the will and the sincerity.
And the will and sometimes the resources.
The resources to invest.
Yes.
You know, so that's where we are right now.
Yes.
So we need that in order for baseball to develop at the level in other countries.
So in this case, we don't lack the human resource, but we
Sometimes,
lack the willpower.
Some human resource, the expertise.
The expertise.
And some people who has a passion because a lot of people want to be paid. And I understand that.
Yes.
In Belize, a lot of people do a lot of things pro bono, right? And yeah. Yes.
They will never do anything for free.
Right.
I've always so, but not everybody.
This has to be in our DNA.
Yeah, it has to be in our DNA, and there's some of us who always just want good for our community and those around us, and we're willing to do it for free.
You see, what are the things that inspired me besides me not making to Major League, and I want to give young people an opportunity, is that I saw something growing up. I saw that baseball saved me from a lot of things. My friends knew who I was, right, and knew what I could have become. The thing is, I watch a lot of guys before me and during my time who fell to gun violence. And I used to say to myself, in fact, I sat down many times with my friend Stephen Williams, and I would say to him, bro, this one and that one would have been alive if we had had a farm system. Because what happened is that when they were no longer eligible to play Little League Baseball, yes, we know all the family dynamics come into play. We understand all that. There are a lot of factors, but I'm just saying that all the while they were alive when they were playing Little League Baseball, there was something positive for them. And when that time come for they to no longer play because of the age eligibility, they went to do something else. And a lot of them became well-known gang members in Belize. I won't call their names for respect of their relatives, right? But a lot of them became well-known gang members in Belize, and then of course most of them died. I mean, literally, they're 6 feet.
No, you know what? If you're dead, I want the country. And you know what? This is not my nerve. This reason is here. You're going to put that on your put it down flat.
Okay.
You know what? And we need to acknowledge that they're dead, and we need to acknowledge these individuals. We always talk about inventors who are at large in the cemetery, wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
We have athletes who could have made huge,
Big.
huge on the international scene, and they're 6 feet under,
Right.
in some cases 3 feet under, 4 feet.
Some of them are not even under anymore. They're on top of a two.
So you know what, Carly?
Wow.
To acknowledge them and to give respect to these individuals. Yes, some of them maybe, I don't know, depending on where, maybe they lean,
Mm-hmm.
the wrong
Right.
direction, but we need to acknowledge these individuals that could have made it huge
Big.
when they were younger. And so we want to, I would want to call them out as we are
So much.
going now, right now, to our current young people that need this help. And we're not going to give up on them. We have to ensure
Right.
that we put our all to them. So acknowledge these
I'll just call a few that I could recall, right? George Unibars Mackenzie.
Oh, yes.
He grew up playing Little League Baseball. I didn't know Tike real name, but he was Tike, who lived around the West Street. Yes, Tike. He was a great baseball player. His cousin Richard played on our team, HRCU Savers. One of the greatest. He was one of the greatest players in my time as well. This guy Carly from the West Street, who played Little League Baseball. Panther, Randolph Hinks. He wasn't a gangster really, but he fell victim to the streets. Right. He, so. Yes. Exactly. He wasn't a gangster at all, but he fell victim to gun violence. There are so many. I don't want to use the time of the show to reflect, but there are so many of them who actually fell victim to the streets. I'm trying to think of them while I'm talking, but there are so many. And I said to myself, well, if who? I don't. Which cycle is that? Okay. Oh boy. All right. But I was saying that I reflected on this very heavily, very, very heavily. You know what is interesting? This thing was burning me for some years. I'm like, man, if we had different levels, Little League, Junior Leagues, we go to the AAA. AAA has different levels as well, different layers. I was like, man, these guys would have probably been alive, at those levels. Perhaps a lot of these guys, listen, these guys had solid talent that they could have been in the Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Potentially right now making significant investment in our country.
And bigging up Belize.
Bigging up in Belize.
What next thing is the reason why the guys stray from the talent because what? Nobody acknowledge them.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Nobody
Right.
in the society acknowledge them.
Right.
So I really
So we have to acknowledge.
Right.
We have to acknowledge and we, like I told you, from now, we can't give up.
Right.
There's no room for hope. There's no room to lose hope.
To lose hope.
No room, Carly.
there is a will, there is a way.
Exactly.
Right.
Because if we give up hope, see, not everybody wants to play football. Football is another one.
Yes.
Football.
Yes, football.
Not everybody wants to play football. Not everybody wants to jump on a bike and cycle. Not everybody, wants to play basketball or maybe have the Yeah, so not everybody has that.
I grew up on a street that was filled with so many talented people. I grew up on Cemetery Road, between the gas station and Raja Stadium, between that stretch,
Yes.
Raja Stadium and the gas station.
Yes.
And my neighbor was at the time Michael Lewis, Michael Big Wire Lewis,
Yes.
Fred
Michael,
Usher,
great
Jermaine, who was a bodybuilder. Then, of course, a lot of baseball players as well. So, I grew up watching sports all of my life. And baseball was the one that captivated me the most. My second sport, of course, was football. But baseball has always been the number one.
Okay.
But honestly, I think that many times we say that we want change in Belize. And when people like ourselves engage in these kind of initiatives wholeheartedly, we don't get the support to see the change manifest or come to fruition fully. And so there's always a gap. There's a gap between the people who are working tirelessly on the ground and those at the top. And so what happens in between that is that the people, our targets are usually the one who falls victim to whatever occurs in between. And oftentimes this is gun violence. Oftentimes. And so that is something I'm very hopeful that will change sometime soon.
Let me just say I won't do all the comments, but just
Sure.
a few of them. Adolfo Garcia says, and he's tuning in from Mexico. Good night, great topic. Our people that care soon will have to do the work that the government should be doing.
Right.
I admire people of the panel like you, true caring and loving Belizeans, sign of hope, blessings. I toured the whole country when I was a teen with my stepmother who had a softball team in Orange Walk. We used to go every weekend to different villages for a marathon. I participated in the games. I was just 16 years old.
Wow. Yeah, it's amazing.
So the potential is there. We just need to really bring it up. And like I said, I see our government sometimes. We need to push it in different areas, Carleon. Tourism. That's why when we say we have certain tournaments and we look at it and we say, hey, how can we get funds? Sometimes we have to look at it as, how can we make money off of it? Hey, come on now. You understand? You're into pageant, you know it's about money, trying to ensure so that there's scholarships and things like that. So we need to bring that aspect.
Right.
You understand? Because with fairness to Belize, money is limited. Money is a resource that it's quite limited to a great extent. We have a lot of natural resources.
Right.
How well it's managed is
Right.
an issue.
That's the point.
We have a lot of, we have wonderful human talent. So that's something. We have human talent, we have dedication, but it is coordinators, it's persons like yourself, Carleon, that have that vision, that have to move forward. And now we have these young people now. There's this tournament in the Bahamas that will be July, and I want you to tell it's about this Babe Ruth tournament.
Yeah, it's called the Babe Ruth Baseball Caribbean Championships. A little backdrop to that story. Last year we went to Miami to participate in a power showcase event, whereby we took this young man, George Pertue. He did just okay, but he has great potential.
Yes.
And so Mr. Brian Dominico, who is the founding president of the Power Showcase, he has been operating it for about 14 years, going on 15.
Yes.
He was impressed with the hard work that we did for George.
Yes.
Because of course resources was limited. And I also want to take this time quickly to acknowledge Michaela Finstein, because she had been our #1 supporter from day one. But we went there, and because of the hard work we put in, thank God for that. Mr. Brian, he called me while I was in Miami, and we had a long conversation. He was a Carlos, and I love what you did for George, etc., etc. And I'm going to connect you to some people because I want to see baseball develop in Belize.
Yes.
And so what happened is that he connected me to this guy, Greg Burrows, from the Bahamas.
Yes.
I didn't know that Greg Burrows was the junior to a senior. So it happened that we had a conversation through WhatsApp where he expressed his interest to come to Belize to help with the development of the sport. I learned as well that Mr. Burrows Jr. is actually a scout. He has major events in America, and he gets a lot of young men signed to the minor league level.
Yes.
And they have interactions and connections with Gary Matthews
Wow.
and all these different guys.
Right.
And so what happened then, one day I got a notification on my phone that, a message came in, actually a comment from Mr. Burrows. I was like, why is Mr. Burrows communicating with me publicly when we have had a conversation through WhatsApp?
Yes.
And so he left a number.
Yes.
I was like, but why is he doing this? But at the time, I didn't have his name registered in my phone as senior or junior because, of course, again, I only knew him.
Yes.
But I recall I did a research on the organization and I saw an older guy and a younger guy and I saw a junior and senior, but I wasn't paying it any mind. And so anyways, I took the number and I saved it along with the current one I had and I sent a message to the guy because what happened, senior, apparently he wanted to give us some equipment.
Yes.
Now, senior and junior never spoke about us. They had no conversation. And so when I contacted him, he reached out by a phone call. And while we were talking on the phone call, I said, sir, but we spoke before. But again, we spoke through chat, so I didn't know his voice.
Yes.
And he said, son, it's probably my son.
Okay.
And that's how the revelation came about. And he said, you know what, Mr. Forrest, I would like to invite you to participate in this event. And he started sharing me the vision. He says, I like your passion for baseball. Yeah. And so that's where we are. That's a little bit over 2 months ago. Now, I'm going to be fair. When he said that to me, I was excited, but there was a part of me mentally that was like, I don't know if we could raise that kind of funds. So, of course, I didn't,
What are they going to be doing? What are they contributing?
They will be contributing, the government of the Bahamas, because this is actually a government initiative through the baseball.
And I believe probably everybody know where the Bahamas is, but it's just a stone throw away from Miami, right?
Right.
Right from Florida.
Right from Florida.
So it's very so a plane ticket from Belize to Miami is 1 hour and a half.
Yes.
1 hour and a half, and then from Belize, from Miami, depending on which part of the Bahamas.
I think it's Nassau. Nassau, Bahamas.
That's just a few minutes.
Right.
You understand? So it's not far.
No, it's not far.
It's close.
It's close.
Just stone throw away.
But we may have to go through. We may have to go through Panama though, because a lot of young men don't have their visa.
Okay. All right.
But he invited us. He invited us to participate in the event, and so anyway, so we have been trying to raise funds, that is, for the event, because since then the young people have been working, have been training tirelessly 5 days a week for almost 2 months. They are excited, literally excited. They are talking about what they will do when they get into the Bahamas. I will say that there were 2 times I became discouraged for the lack of, funding, and I contacted Mr. Burrows and I said, sir, I just want to just give this up because, we are not making the funds. And he was like, basically saying, no, believe, have hope, the children will come. Yes. So I was saying to myself, I hope that he has a backup plan, right? Because he keeps saying that to me, and that includes Sunday. Mr. Burrows and I had a long phone call. Yes. And he said to me, not to worry, it's going to work out. And so we're here to simply appeal to the public, I will leave it to her to emphasize that.
Yeah, go ahead, because what we're talking about are young people. They're what age?
The age between 13 and 16.
13 and 16 years old.
It's an under 16 event.
An under 16 event. So 13 and 16. These are our young people who at this age is very impressionable. We cannot let them down now.
Right.
These young people, some people, let me be upfront with you. There'll be some people who will say, hey, let them just stay home and maybe next time we send them. But you know what? You have to give it a start. If you don't start now, these 16-year-olds will turn 17. They won't get that opportunity.
That's right.
Do you understand? You see how we can't afford to be stopping the opportunities of any individual. Some people might say, well, let them try and raise their funds for the plane ticket. These young people now, because we're going to get to them, they are willing and ready to do their part. So in addition to them practicing every day or every time, every day, what else can be done? Because we need to ensure that we get these tickets.
Well, actually today, when I had a meeting with Mr. Flores and the rest of the team, I walked with the team. I actually called them and we sit and we take various pictures and they ask how you guys feel to go out and represent their country. And individually they say, I'm really, really happy that Mr. Flores gave me the opportunity to go to represent. He said because we not really got this knowledge, to go
Maurice.
Maurice said, he said, Miss Gladys, you don't know I dream.
Here's a picture. Yes, the
Maurice Busham that you see on the
Right.
fire. Put up any of those photos, but
He's our ace picture.
that's the AS starting picture, no?
High.
Yeah.
Very high. And all of them are really, really, really interested
Yeah.
to go on this. That's why I'm appealing to all business persons and all ministers to come out and assist these kids, to make a difference within their life, because this is a first start.
Right.
This is first start for these kids, and it's a one big gap to help them kids
Right.
because they really want to go. You know what? These kids don't get opportunity. They want to choose something else.
Mhm.
You are broke them.
The morale.
Morals, and they see the era where these kids come from.
Yes, many of them are
The era
from
where
the
these
south
come
side.
from, I have a little short chat with them, and I'm like studying I'm still kind of sad today,
So we cannot be focused. So what I was, go ahead.
The government, I didn't mention, the government of the Bahamas have already agreed to sponsor the hotels, the hotel fees, the transportation while we are there,
Ground transportation,
as well as food and jersey.
Food and jersey.
So all we need is just a plane ticket.
Just the plane ticket.
And and the young men will be experiencing Bahamas and baseball at another level.
Man, that's how we need to appeal to the Prime Minister, the Minister of Sports, Shine Barrow, and we need help, guys. We are
Bring the church. Bring the church.
As well as the church.
The church,
Because
it was product, I believe,
Right.
smart, BTL, come on, guys. I want to go
the church.
further.
The church as well. The church needs to understand its role, right?
Remember, it's $30,000 that will be needed because
Right.
it's for how many of it's 9?
It's 14 players
14 players. So it's
and 3 coaches.
14 players and 3 coaches.
The reason why we need 3 coaches, just in case people want to know, is simply because you have to have coaches watching over these people, right? We have to have the correct ratio.
And then even when you're playing, you want to be
Right.
there within the double.
It's not-
One there when who's practicing to go up, who will
Right.
be doing their pinch hitting or whatever.
Exactly.
It's
It's not prudent to have one coach watching
No, it's not.
so many young
It's
people.
not.
Remember
And
this?
suppose something happened and
Right.
coach, something happened. No man, you have to have a backup.
Right. And that's the reason why we have that. We are allowed to take 16 players, but we had to cut it short to only 14 just to kind of, make it a little bit more affordable. Just a bit more affordable.
Yeah. So those are the people, and okay. So they're saying thanks for all this good news. God bless sports as well as for better health. Our country needs to do more sports to have less depression, stress, anxiety, and heart attack. Hope you guys get the funds to do greatness for our youth today. Please like and share the show so more people can hear good news. And yes, Calvert Bud, you're tuning in. Good night, my friend. Good night. So we have though it's $30,000 that needs to be raised. Now
Right.
we have different airlines because sometimes we have to try and see what could happen. You have Frontier Airlines that just came on board. That is, they're operating. Where is it from? Fort Lauderdale, and they go out. They can go out.
They also operate.
Belize,
Yes. Also operate in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, and I think so. But they go all over. So Frontier, you have different airlines.
Copa Airline that goes through Panama.
Okay.
So more likely we may have
Oh,
to.
because you wouldn't be going through Miami.
We can't go through Miami because
My bad. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just so used. I've been to the Bahamas a few times, and so I know.
American Airlines would be cheaper if you go through Miami, but that would have been if they had their visas.
Okay.
So we have to probably use Copa Airlines.
Okay. All right.
Due to time.
So Copa Airlines, guys. And you see why it's important. We have to also understand that, this is, there will be some kids that already have their visa, some kids that already have their passport, right there, and they're okay. They're okay, but that doesn't mean that we can ensure that we try to facilitate those that do not have, because we have to bring along a persons.
You know,
the more we have people around we okay, the better for our country.
you know, Miss D, I think this is worth sharing that a lot of the young people over the years that we are working with didn't even have a birth paper.
Yeah.
We had to help with birth papers, in some cases help with social security cards, in some cases help with passport. So it is costly, but we understand it is worthy. It is consequential.
Some of these kids are from the marginalized
Yes, they are from the
areas
marginalized areas.
Yeah, but
And
they
so,
have potential and they
of
have
course,
skills.
and they have discipline.
Yeah, they have discipline.
They have discipline.
And that's when we have to mold our young people. You understand? Come on, guys. I saw recently, we saw this young lady. I think she's an actress, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
We're so happy, and not even, I think she was born here. I'm not sure, but the point is that we don't want to just big up those individuals, much as we appreciate them, big up those individuals who are abroad. We need to big up our
Develop,
country here.
yes, generate.
We need to big up our
Right.
own here.
Right.
And as much as we love those in the diaspora, and some of them have definitely done so well. We have people right here. We have Belizeans right here that we also have to help and develop. You understand? We have to help and develop.
Definitely.
Now, we look at this, and I will Belize right now, especially after this COVID, it has been difficult.
Right.
And we know that the government, with fairness to them, it hasn't been easy on them. Definitely hasn't been easy on the government. However, I believe that where there's a will, there's a way. I actually believe that, and I will personally put it out there and really appeal along with you guys and ask. I know the Minister of Sports is
Rodwell Ferguson.
Rodwell Ferguson, yes. I saw Rodwell. We were at a function for the Black Chamber of
Yes.
Commerce at the Biltmore Plaza Hotel recently. A very nice person. And
Fair enough.
yeah, and so we need to just to ensure, appeal and ask him. And I know that with fairness, even tourism, because I know that, so we have Honorable Rodwell Ferguson, we have, who's the CEO of sports right now?
The CEO of Sports is Marconi Leal.
Okay, Marconi
Junior.
Leal. Okay, Marconi Leal Jr., yeah. You should know about sports and things like that.
Definitely,
Yeah, definitely.
He's an avid sports player.
Yeah, come on, Marco, come on. So, we also have, when it comes to tourism,
But-
the Ministry of Tourism,
Right.
because these young people can go there. Hey, if there's a way that you see that this contingent can push Belize and help, come on, help Belize in any way. Hey, it could be a win-win situation. So, Honorable Anthony Mala, Mr. Tillett.
Right.
You understand? Evan Tillett,
CEO.
CEO.
Right.
Come on, you guys are individuals. I see you pushing, our artists now. I think there's a fest that's gonna be here very soon, a music fest. So now this is sports. This is something that is just as important,
Right.
very important,
Very,
just
very.
as important as music. None is better than the other.
Exactly.
It's for the teens.
And exactly, it's for young people. Listen, I strongly feel we need to get our young people to be disciplined and geared in a positive direction to help our country. Imagine
Exactly.
our young people, we have our contingent going out there. We will be cheering for them. They will get that experience, international experience. People hear about Belize. People hear further about Belize.
Right,
They look
right.
and they say, hey,
Right.
I want to help support this thing. Just like
Right.
what you had mentioned about that gentleman. And what does that mean? That means more people coming into the country for tourism
You
as
see,
well.
I was speaking to a Coach Varela, at the Power Showcase, right? I was speaking with him, just giving a little background about Belize and the struggle we had. And I kid you not, this young coach wanted to cry. He said to me, we are here in America taking for granted the very things that you guys are struggling to become, basically. And they extended, they said, hey man, just call me whenever, anytime, in an hour. And from time to time I would touch base with him and Coach Perkins, from America. The point that I'm bringing across is that these people recognize the hard work that people like us do on a daily basis. And I wish if we would have had our own locals recognizing the hard work and get on board. Because sometimes you tend to feel more appreciated outside than when you're inside.
Yeah.
And that's a very sad case for our country. Honestly, it's frustrating, I won't lie, it's frustrating. But then I'm doing my best along with my team.
How can the young people help? Because there's different ways. There's different ways to skin a cat, right? We don't really want to skin a cat.
Would you like to speak to that? She can speak to that.
Let's see what else we can do. Because how much time we have? How much time we have?
We have
July 11, right?
we have July 7th. The tournament is 7th to 11th, so we need to be there at least by the 6th.
All right. So that's how long?
At least about 2 to 3 weeks. We have.
We could do car wash.
Yes.
We could bake seal.
Yes.
Barbecue seal. We could also ask the appeal to use the Lake High basketball and football.
Football field.
We could box the house, sell like ice, several stuff as we were
We will do some things. We will do some things.
We also want to issue ticket for the kids then to do their part to go out and sell because it is for them.
That's their role.
That is their role as what we are stated today. Okay, but we just want help. If Quality Poultry and 3-Star could assist me by giving us chicken.
Yeah.
All right. Listen what I will do. This is what I will contribute now. See Belize Vacation Rentals and Tours. We have our 40-foot pool.
Okay.
40-foot pool, 40 by 60-foot pool. People come here, they come swim and they. Let us plan something. Today is what, Tuesday?
Yes, today is Tuesday.
I'm not sure if we could try and push something probably from this week, from this Saturday or Sunday, to have a function here so people can come out and try to see how we can probably get a DJ. And
for Saturday?
Probably Sunday. Maybe because probably you guys will be which day is good because you guys will be practicing. But I'm looking at something.
We practice 5 days a week from Monday to Friday. We give the children the Saturday off and the Sunday off.
Okay, so
any day is good for me personally.
Okay, so I would say here a Saturday or a Sunday so that people and then they come the money. All right. So what we're gonna do, okay? We're gonna ensure that people they're gonna go ahead. We normally charge what we do. We charge $20 for adults, $10 for children.
Okay. For the swimming.
For the swimming. Okay. And then, but you guys can bring your food also. But what I'm gonna do also when it comes to that, people, we're still gonna charge the same amount.
Right.
And we will give, let's say, 50% of that.
All right.
50% of that will go to that. The rest is just, we still have to pay for staff and, things like that. So 50% will go, but all the food, if people can bring the food or what have you, everything, that's on you. You bring your food, you sell, whatever it is. Refreshments, everything in refreshments, half of whatever when it comes to the. So we push, it doesn't matter how many, and you get that.
Right.
You have whoever comes in, and that will be contributed towards it. You understand? And so we just have to try. So that's one fundraiser that we can do. Then we need to look at possibly, I was looking at something whereby maybe they could spoke of wash, spoke of
we also have plans for them to engage in some community activities, but it's not necessarily just to always wanted to do so. I want to use the opportunity. So I want to say thanks to Glen Zaraga High School principal. They have been allowing us to use the football field for training, which is more convenient for young men. And I've spoken to the secretary to speak to the principal on our behalf in regards to whatever it is that they would like for us to do around the school compound, as just to show our appreciation. Yes, we want to give back to Gwen Zaraga High School. I've been so gracious, and so I have already spoken to the children, the next level, to speak to their parents. But I've spoken to them about if they would be willing to, help the Gwen Zaraga institution. Whether it's to paint the building, do some cleaning around the yard, because they need to understand you need to be responsible as well.
Yeah.
All right. Things don't come free in life. Everything requires hard work, and so those are the principles that we want to instill in them. I genuinely love these young men. I see potential, man. And one day, if we do it the right way, these will be the same young men who will come and invest right back in Belize. Right back in Belize. And so I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be one of their coaches, and one of the persons who's working towards helping them develop in the game of baseball.
All right, so because we want people to also be able to reach out, because there may be some persons who can reach out.
We have an account number.
Okay, go ahead and say those.
For those that would like to donate to the Visionary baseball team, or account number, Atlantic Bank account number is 212005-168.
And we post these things also.
212005-168 Atlantic Bank. I would really appreciate for your help.
What's number of particular name?
Mr. Williams.
Mr. Williams?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
They can also reach us at 615-420-605-2810. And they can reach us at Belize Visionaries, Visionary Foundation at Belize Visionary Foundation at let me get it together. Belize Visionary Foundation 17@gmail.com. Okay. And they can look us up at Facebook at Belize Visionaries as well, and they can send us an inbox. They can message us if they want to reach us regarding this initiative.
Okay. And so, like I told you, because we have to have, we still have to appeal also to the government.
Right.
So we still have to appeal to the government and try to ensure that we reach out to the Minister of Sports again, and try to ensure that something is contributed on that end, because I'm sure something can be contributed.
Right.
All right. Possibly the Ministry of Tourism as well. The Ministry of Tourism. I'm not sure about youth and sports. I mean, not youth and sports, but yeah, youth comes with sports, right? I have to look at these things. They change of ministry.
Yeah, they change.
So when it comes to youth, I know Dolores. She's from what?
She's human development.
Human development, right? So even her.
Yes, because it's human development.
Yes, human development.
Exactly.
Everything connects,
Yeah, human development. Mr. Usher too. What's it, Mr. Usher?
I don't really know his position.
Mr. Usher, isn't he the Minister of State? Guys, if any of you can help me with, I know Mr. Usher, I think he's the Minister of State, And I think I know he was with Human Development, so Mr. Usher, he's a Minister of State, all right? So maybe he can also assist. These individuals, we're calling them out simply because they're the ones right now in office, and we need to see how the country can help. It's not their money. They just need to try and look at a way how they could use some of the money from the people of Belize to possibly help these young people, because these young people are what will give back. They can either give back good,
right,
positively,
right,
bring money to the country, ensure that the country, relatively sports tourism, you understand, or just be positive, productive citizen by the discipline, or they can give back negatively.
Right.
Which one do we want? I surely know. I believe all of us want them to bring back positively.
Right.
So we have to look at it in that manner as well.
Can I just go over
Sure.
because I was fumbling a little bit and I recognize. I just want to say to the public, you can reach us at 615-4120-605-2810 or on Facebook at Belize Visionaries. You can also email us at visionaryfoundation17@gmail.com or Belize Baseball Federation Fed @gmail.com. So those are ways you can reach us, as well as through the bank account. You know.
And Carleon, you're on Facebook, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
Crystal, you're
yes.
on Facebook.
And I'm on Facebook as Carleon Flores.
Carleon
So-
Flores, Carlyon Flores.
Right.
And then Crystal, Crystal Gladden, she's also on Facebook. As a matter of fact, two of them are my friends. So you can go there, you can look through my friend list and you'll see them there, right? Yes.
Yes, I the bake again. I like bake.
Good,
Especially
man.
when
What a
it comes to
shot!
bake food, picnic.
Yeah.
I have the Creole version, so we picnic.
Money for Prime Minister, all the time our Prime Ministers they go out there and they beg too. So nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that or
Because these kids are they are the future.
Dolores Paloma.
Exactly. Miss Moya, I'm really grateful for you to have us on your show. From the bottom of our hearts.
Me too.
Special thank you, for having us there. And guys, I'm begging, I'm pleading, please help.
Your diaspora, because our diaspora with fairness, they try to do their part.
Right, right, right.
Our diaspora, there's people and there's always from the diaspora watching the show. And so I want to appeal to you guys to reach out to Mr. Carleon Flores or Miss Crystal Gladden and Crystal
Gladden.
Spell it
CRISTUEL. I'm appealing to all my friends on FB, even if you guys will give us $10 or $5, that would help.
It's for the children.
Everything
For the
counts.
kids.
Everything
$1 would help.
Everything counts. And when I tell you about this, we're going to try and push this event.
Right.
We're going to push this event. I'm going to put it as a priority.
Thank you.
And ensure that we really put it out there. I'm going to try and ensure that it goes on different radio stations.
Thank you, Missy.
We have Max Television and Max Radio. Max is throughout the country. Max TV and Max Radio as well. They're throughout the country. I'll be meeting also. Tomorrow I'll also be meeting with someone else from a different TV and radio station.
Okay.
I'll ensure that they push it and see
that.
how they can contribute
We appreciate
as
that.
well.
We
We
have
appreciate that.
Pandi show inside now also.
Go ahead.
The Pandi show.
Yes, the Panda show.
I will share your thing to them.
Yes,
And I also will share it to Patrick Jones.
yes.
The more we share, the more assistance we'll get. I have faith.
Yes.
That vision and beliefs will go on.
And even if you listen to me, if you have a $5 or a $10, that will come. Imagine if we have 1,000 person give a $10. Come on, people, that adds up.
Yes,
You understand?
Yes, it will.
Or 1,000, or some people who say, man, I can give more than 10, man, I have $20 to spare, man, I have $20 to spare, I have more than, or the difference of going to get an extravagant hairstyle, and say, man, I'm gonna take $25 and give,
We need to see this. We need to start seeing these investments as seeds that we're sowing
Yes.
in the lives. Because
Yes.
honestly, whatever we sow now, that will determine what we will receive later in the young people. So, seriously, the attention we give them, the investment we pour into our children, that will reflect who they become later on. And that will determine. Right, so I take that very seriously. Honestly, I train these young men very hard because I want them to excel. I don't just want them to go, because what happened is that Mr. Burrows, he's a scout,
Yes.
and he's also an agent.
Yes.
Is that if he recognizes talent within the pool of believers and players, he may suggest to me, Mr. First, I would like for that child to come more often. I am also connected by the grace of God to Top 10 Academy through Jimmy Breslin, who has interest in coming to Belize. You know what is the common denominator? The things that they keep asking for. Do you have a field? So we need a field. We really need a baseball field so that we could take baseball to another level.
Where have you looked at that you feel a field could go?
I had two places in mind. One I thought about behind on the Fabers Road area, like coming from the Central American Boulevard
Yes.
up on the left side. I would say push some.
Okay.
I thought about in the Bemapan area, which is a central area.
Yes.
I don't know if I should preempt this, but maybe I should. I had a conversation with the Minister of Natural Resource, Curly Hyde, at his office.
Yes.
And he had reiterated to me consistently during the conversation that he wants to help. He says,
Well,
my brother, I want to
we
help.
have to reach out to Cordell.
Yes, so I said to him exactly where I wanted the land, so he said he would look into it.
Yes.
So I believe he would come through eventually. I think he's just a busy man.
Paul Thompson is the CEO, right?
I'm
I
not.
think
I'm
Paul
not.
Thompson is further CEO, if I'm not mistaken. So
I'm not certain.
we have to read. And Paul is big up in sports. Come on now.
Right,
you know,
right. So,
Paul Thompson, come on, Paul. You know where we're gonna reach out to
see,
you guys.
if we get the land, we're gonna work the land, and we're gonna use the land to develop sport, and we're gonna be able to generate our own funding.
Yes.
Right, because we have a serious plan, and I'm telling you, we're gonna make things happen. But we just need the land. We just need the land.
It will.
Yeah, and you know what? We also have, you know, I see some of the ministers who are even minister of state. You know that. I mean, I think maybe they can do a little contribution toward
I
it.
think Mr. Usher is the Minister of State in sports, if I'm not mistaken. I stand corrected.
Eamon Courtney, I think he's the minister of trade, foreign trade. Come on now,
Yes,
Eamon,
it's a
you're a
big
right
connection.
fella.
Yeah.
So, see, listen, we have to, and Mr. Koye, he's somebody, he has always done things for schools, all right? He's a minister of state. He's a minister of state in the prime minister's office, I think.
Mr. Foy?
Yeah, I think he's a minister of state for finance.
I'm not so sure.
He's a de facto, like,
You know,
yeah.
Mr. Honorable Eamon Courtney, I have to say kudos to him because last year he did a very great thing for us. You know, the young man who was to go, he got his visa rejected.
Yes.
I contacted Mr. Eamon Courtney. Through his ministry, he intervened and it worked out. So I want to say thank you to Mr. Courtney. And that's what I like, you know, when our ministers are responsive.
Listen, if he could have helped, then all those kids could have gone through Miami, it would have been cheaper.
Of course.
It would have been cheaper.
What about the baggage and different work?
In terms of the baggages, to deal with that cost, we gave them some donation sheets, official documentation where they can go and solicit, you know, within their schools. Of course, schools are coming to an end, but we were hoping that at least they would have raised $100 on each sheet.
Yes.
That would have taken care of the baggage fee.
Yes.
Sometimes, you know, some charge 60, some charge 100, I think.
Yes.
Frontier would charge 60. United, I believe, charge 100. That's my experiences with them. So $100 would be good enough, I would say.
What about if, say for example, you get gears for the kids to come back home?
Oh yes, by the way, we will be coming in with some equipment.
Yes.
The last time we came with some equipment from Miami, from Mario Signorello, who is the president of the Caribbean Baseball Organization. Yes. We have been communicating, and I finally get to meet him in Miami. And you know, he took us to the storeroom and said, take anything you wanted. But I was mindful of the potential price.
Yes.
He was kind enough to give us a letter,
Yes.
to take to the airport. But of course, protocol, they didn't want. So we had to pay for it. Belize charged us. I was appealing to them. I said, hey, we are a non-profit. This young man just went to America to perform. We were gifted with these things. We don't have monies for these things. Yet still, they charged us. And yeah, I was like, man, why do we make it so difficult?
Was it the airlines who charged?
No. America charged us to put it on the plane.
Yes.
They charged us 100 US.
Yes.
Right?
That's quite a bit.
And Belize charged us as well through customs. Is it customs? Custom charged us. So my plea and my letter were in vain.
Don't worry.
So we are,
Don't worry, listen to me.
Welcome to Belize.
Honorable John Briseño, he went out recently. He represented Belize in Los Angeles. And I believe he's back with exuberant, with this positive, mindset. And he will ensure that he helps. Don't you worry. So we have to ensure that we speak to them, and I'm very serious about ensuring that, you know, we reach out to these individuals. So Carleon,
Right.
you know, Crystal, yeah, because your name is always something, even when, you know, I look at it, I think you're the only person that I've ever seen with that name. Yeah, I think it's a very unique name. Crystal.
My goodness.
Is it what? French? What is it?
actually, my name is Christelle, but the registry gives me the use I keep it.
Okay, all right. So it must be Crystal. So okay, so I can still tell it. Adolfo is saying, make a video or TikTok with young players and coach and put it out there on social media and also on local TV. Good luck. I think that's a good. Hey, people, we have a lot of persons that, listen right now, the people who are making the most money right now, other than the attorneys, are the gas stations. The gas stations. The gas station. You understand? We have no serious. No. We have to see how.
That's true. That's social business more.
Of course, they on a daily basis.
We have to deal. Hey, we have to be practical here. We have to be very, very practical.
Is there any way? I mean, I'm a little bit off tangent, but is there any way how we hold these Chinese communities accountable in terms of making investments in Belize?
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Who is head of that? It's Limar Chang.
The head of the Chinese community?
Or is it? Because we have a city councillor Chang.
Mm-hmm.
Is he?
I can recall it was what's the name of the guy? So, like he had a funny name.
Yeah.
Because I wrote him in the past.
Yes.
But I think that one that I wrote was changed to another one, and their names are all difficult, so it's hard for me to remember.
Now, in fairness to Limar, he's somebody he always tries.
Of course. I know that for a fact.
He can dialogue with the different Chinese communities. So even though it's Mr. He from Golden Bay and all these individuals, so listen, it just means that you have to share up the work.
Definitely.
You understand, Carlina? You have to share up the work. So you will be helping to try and get through and so forth. I'm serious. I'll be working on this, and I'll try to see in terms of ensuring that it's huge. Try to see how we could get, so we'll have music, and I'm not sure with the food. If you have anybody who,
well, actually, I'm appealing to whatever DJ that would like to give us the assistance. Sinclair song, and the beg for assistance. I know you know of you. Because it's forward the cards for the kids to go.
So Sinclair songs, you
hear
that?
And they appeal to you from Sinclair song, the bodies from Bakali.
Alright.
We need your help, brother.
Alright. And we need persons who would be willing to even donate food to be sold, right? All proceeds will go
to the young people.
I just started my new business.
Okay, beautiful.
Since the pandemic, I started to play with herbs. I come across Agatha picnic.
Okay.
It's a little names like Alcatraz, Reason, and Britney,
Yes.
that just catching Creole name too.
Yes.
But they are natural herbs.
Okay.
And I'm doing patties and coconut cross. You have to go back to the old school.
Yes.
And donate
Yes.
some of my stuff to forward the cards for the kids.
Beautiful. I love patties, so I'll be one of them, ensuring that I buy it.
I love cross. I do chicken and beef patties.
Okay, so that's what I'll be buying. You understand? So the point is that people can give money, you can donate however you can, whatever money, if it's a $5, if it's $10, man, you got $20, you got $25, those who can afford $100, you understand, those individuals you have people who love sports, you who love sports,
yep,
and they will contribute, and Barron.
Of course,
He's one of those persons, he's a sports enthusiast.
Yes, he loves sports.
He has his, appeal and try to ensure that, I see my good friend Jean Reyes from the Girl Guides Association, is messaging. But I want to tell you that persons like him who are into sports as well, they can come out and help. And I know we did with fairness to Anthony Mala, he's a big sportsman. And so we're looking at sports tourism, Anthony. And so this is something that I know Anthony.
That's our long-term goal,
Yeah. So this can
sports
help.
tourism.
This can help. So Evan Tillin, so we'll have to make sure that these individuals, because sometimes you just have to nudge them a little bit and just get them, we're not asking for everything from one, one will fill the basket and ensure that these kids, that enough is raised to get these kids to go out.
Definitely.
You see that you have them 3 feet or 4 foot under, or you have them high up, serving and being productive and contributing to our country.
Right.
Difference to our country.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So we're not gonna give up. This is an appeal. So all those who always watch the show from the U.S., Gregory Morrison, Bilal, Bilal Morris.
And
You know, you have other individuals who will always be watching it. Ernie Wilson, I know you're a big sportsman for basketball, but the point is that we have to make sure that we appeal to these individuals.
definitely.
Okay? And not only from the US, because we have people even from England, you know, from England, and we have Malaysian Americans that are from Canada, that are living in Canada, in the Caribbean, that they can contribute.
I want to, because somewhere along the line,
Taiwanese too.
somewhere along the line, yeah, speaking about Taiwan, I have some good friends that I met. They are from Japan,
Yes.
but I met one of them online through Shinpei Kanamori, who is a Japanese. He wanted to come to Belize to do some training and teach the young people how to pitch. He's a prospect for pitching.
Yes.
And so I am currently in a chat group with Shinpei, and I can't remember their Japanese name, but with two other Japanese. One of them is a sports writer.
Yes.
And I met him in Las Vegas. He gave us a pocket radar, which is used to measure the speed of baseball.
Yes.
So we have these people who want to come into Belize. Again, it always comes back to the infrastructure.
Yes.
So I'm saying that to say that, we have these people who will help Belize long term. But in the meantime, I want to say thanks to the people who have given thus far. For example, Mr. Greg Burrows, Sr. He has even asked that we submit certain documents to him because he would be asking as well in the Caribbean.
Yes.
I'm saying that to say that when you have people like him from another country having a passion for your people, then you need to meet people like them halfway.
You have to meet them
Right.
halfway.
You
You
need to
can't
meet
just
them
leave them
halfway.
out there like that.
Right?
So?
Yeah, he constantly said to me, Mr. Forrest, I want the children to come. They want them to come.
Yeah.
From our perspective, they want them to go there. So
Just to see he's
right.
from another country.
he's from another country. He's appealing. He's appealing. He's appealing.
We have
Literally.
our experts too, you know, and some of our experts are always tuning in. I want to say that Max TV and radio is on the central cable, television and internet. And with fairness to central cable and TV and internet, they're the ones, they're always ensuring that they deal with, promotion and things like that. So with Max TV and radio, again, they are located they are channel 51 in Corozal, Orange Walk, Ladyville. So the northern area is channel 21, Max TV and radio. San Pedro is channel 33. Belize City, and don't worry, Belize City, Babapan, Cayo, Gandiga, Punta Gorda, they're on channel 14. All right? And again, they're on, you have the Maximum Radio and Television. They're also, they have Maximum Radio and Television. They're on different outlets, no? Radio, MadLab, and so forth. So,
Right.
MITV. So we need to ensure that we see how we could push these particular events.
Right.
Because we could appeal to Mr. Michael Salazar and try to see how we could get this, how we can get more people. Yes, yes.
So could also link with Pandi, the Pandi show.
Pandi show, yes, yes, yes. Link with the Pandi show and see how more people, because again, while maybe a number of the children may be from
Right.
Belize City, Joe.
Yes, from Belize City.
From Belize City, that doesn't mean that we, all of us have to chip in because we would want to
I want to be responsible to say that we had reached out to, because the Belize Visionary Foundation had done the initial baseball training camp in Belmopan.
Yes.
So that current baseball training camp that is ongoing, it stemmed from what we had done.
Yes.
And so we also did a clinic in what's the name of it? Independence Village. So we reach out, it's a short time, but we reach out. It's not the conventional way we should have, but we reach out to Independence. But the coaches down there were saying due to the pandemic, some of the talented pool of players have graduated and they're no longer at that age.
Okay.
And we reach out to the coach in Bemapan as well.
Yes.
And, for certain reasons that didn't materialize, so to speak. So we had to go along with what we have in Belize.
Okay.
So, but the young men that we have are very good players, and the potential is very great. Trust me, they are very great. They will go there. They will get to the next level.
And these are young people who will mature that we can hopefully, we want them in the league, but we also want that they'll be able to play professionally.
Of course, that's my objective.
That's the objective. That's
Right.
that's what we
Right.
ultimately want. We continue
want
to
that.
say
Mhm.
we want Belize out there.
We want them out there.
We want our young people out there in a positive limelight.
To
We
me,
don't want to just leave
This is not. I am thinking bigger than just going to a trip and come back and clap hands. I really want these young men to get the opportunity to play. And I want to say right now, the season, and when I say season, I'm speaking, from a place symbolically. The season, well, actually, it's practical. The season is open right now for recruitment. Baseball wants players. They're thirsty for players.
And once this one make a move,
Right. Baseball, in the
recruitment.
international community, baseball, they are hungry for players. Literally. And so the opportunity is really wide open right now. And again, with this connection with Greg Burrows, senior and junior, these young people have the chance to go to the next level because he's actually a pathway. Next thing, another benefit that will come to Belize is that our federation will become a member of the Babe Ruth Baseball Organization, which means that we will be eligible to very soon participate in Little League international tournaments. That's a very world-renowned tournament around the world. So that partnership is right there, lingering, and Mr. Burrows had said to me over and over that is something that they want to form with us.
Okay, that's very
So
good.
going there is more significant than just taking some boys to play ball, right? The long-term benefit is right there, lingering. We just need to pull it down,
This is the first
right?
step.
So that's where we are.
This is it. So, again, guys, I want to personally appeal. We'll be trying to do our part here. If anybody out there, and remember we have people watching all over the country,
Right.
but we also have watching abroad too. So, for those watching abroad, we really need your support as well.
Yes, we do.
You understand? We really need your support. And you said Michaela Finstein has been very
Yes,
supportive.
Michaela Finstein, she's our number one, I will use the word,
And so we want to
sponsor.
thank her and
Yes.
and just always, ensure that we big up those who help.
Michaela never hesitates.
Yeah.
She's always willing to give. And so I'm very grateful for her support. And long term, she will see the reward of her giving.
Yeah, her mom is a great lady.
Right,
So
wonderful.
I just want to say, and that, I want to say that we're going to do this, guys. We're going to do this. We have a plan. Everybody, try to contact Harleon or Crystal Gladden, and try to, if you already gave the phone number,
Right.
again, we're going to put it out there. We're going to try and just put a little notice. You can tell me what you want. We can put it on
Definitely.
the page as well to
Sure.
share and so forth. I can link up. And then tomorrow we have to get to trying to reach out to these other individuals.
Okay, sure. We have the time.
Okay.
We have the time.
Okay,
Yes, we have the time.
we're gonna try and do it. And then
We are
in
proactive.
terms of whatever additional, let's say a activity or fundraiser, because like I honestly feel that, if the children are out there and people see them,
You want to get more funds.
we will get more funds. And so I know that we have always, we look at,
And next thing, Ms. Moya, I'm appealing to T-shirt factory with whoever to assist us with do the shirts for the
Right.
kids. They will do more uniforms so they'll go out there and make a difference and ask for donation and look more appropriate.
yeah.
We would like the Olympic Committee to give us some sweatsuits so we could travel in the name of Belize, because actually it's the federation that is taking, so it's a national team.
And they look good.
Yes. So we need the young people to look uniform. We want them to wear their jerseys with pride. Because the Bahamian government is already taking care of them in that regard. So we need to send them off from here looking good with pride. Having that what's called.
Hilly Martinez is still somebody.
Yes, he's the big guy. He's the big guy in there. He's
Yeah,
the big
London
guy.
Pitts isn't there anymore. So Hilly Martinez, come on Hilly, you're a good guy.
Yeah, these are good people who have done well for
so we
sports.
have to try and reach out to Hilly Martinez and try to see what the Olympic Association, how they can help indeed.
Right.
How they can help. So again, there's a plan. Are there any, I'm going to go ahead, is there anything you would like to add?
Well, we still, no?
Yeah, I think we've said enough. But I want to say thanks to those who are listening and who would eventually, give towards this cause.
Die-hard people that listen. Die-hard people, even young people in them. It's all over the country. Because I have people who always inbox, we're waiting for the show. So, Dan Griga, Corazon, it doesn't matter. They're tuned into their television, they watch it, and so it's just a matter now as to how they can help.
Right.
And they appeal, and you know what, Harleon, I'm thinking, you're from Kaya area.
Actually, I'm from Kaya, Georgia, but I live here now.
Okay, you live here now. So, could you look at maybe a point person in each district who could possibly look and try to see how, there's some fundraiser, just like what I'm doing. For example, what I'm doing with whatever resources I may have, and I may be willing to try and do my part.
Right.
Others could possibly do the same in their neck of the woods.
Yeah, we could try. We can try. Actually, I have two places specifically in Independence.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach out to a good fellow out that side to see what he can do for us.
Yeah, because people like to enjoy themselves,
Right. Because it's for the children,
and
right?
it's for a worthy cause,
It's for the children.
Like I told you, the refreshments, everything.
Yes, it's us Boeing and Boeing.
Yeah, bring
The
it.
appeal to Smart Belize, BTL, Grace Kennedy,
Sometimes the Mennonites, if you really ask them, they give you some
Like the
chicken
poultry.
and some different things, but you have to do
Zeta,
it.
because we look on for like the ice. Because I make the syrup.
Yeah.
So once we get the shave ice, we go forward from it.
Yeah, man, and then, like I told you, everything will go to there in terms of that. And in terms of the whatever else that you guys feel could be done in terms of the helping, work or car wash or something.
Right.
It has to be, you guys have to, what you will have to ensure you do if you haven't already, have everybody, whoever is in the committee, make sure that they're tasked with doing something towards helping to make money,
Right.
I know that the young people, they're there and they're trying to do their part, so how they can help to that would be wonderful. We know that they're not from the most wealthy areas and so forth. So in terms of getting financial help from their parents, it might be difficult.
Yes.
But perhaps they can help in trying to put their hand about and
These young men will help. They will help.
I'm really interested. I was talking when we left from the meeting, they walked me to the area of the kitchen camp, and we were talking, and they have their hopes that they will go.
The good thing about these young men, even though they are from what we consider the south side of Belize, their parents still instill discipline in them.
Yes.
So they have discipline, but it's just for them to someday get to that place where they can, offer some economic relief to their families.
Yes.
And baseball is one of the ways that can happen eventually. You notice I keep going back to that, right? Because that's a long-term goal, to get these young men signed to a big league team.
Yes.
And the struggle is real, and we want to transform their lives. We want to transform, and by their lives being transformed, it also transforms the socio-economic status or the economy of Belize.
Yes.
Long term.
Yeah.
Isn't it good? Think about this. Over 400 Dominican Republic players went to Major League. That's about 400 multi-millionaires.
Yes.
Imagine 400 multi-millionaire Belizeans. Don't you think that will help our economy?
Yes.
Exactly.
The vision. We need vision. The Bible says that without vision the people perish.
Yes.
We need vision and the will to like the Bible says, to run with the vision. Run with it, that the vision will come to pass. That sometimes our people are so lackadaisical. We just need to run. We need to start looking at positive. We need to start looking at solutions to our issues. Every day in the media we see this happening and that happening, and all of them are negative. All of them is negative. This one got gunned down, that one is corrupt. We want to change the narrative. We want to see positive things happening in our society. Yes. And I personally believe sports is very captivating.
Yes.
You know, most of our young people gravitate towards sports. Why not use that? You know, just as an example, if a guy wants to capture the attention of a girl, he does certain things.
Yes.
Well, if you want to capture the attention of young people, use sports.
Yes.
It's common sense,
Yes.
critical
And
thinking.
it's something positive.
Positive and healthy.
Why
And
do
it
we?
helps with discipline.
Yes. Why do we run away from what works?
And camaraderie, you know, and it helps team building.
Exactly. Like for example, you have LeBron James, you have Jimmy Butler, and a few other NBA stars, right? They didn't grow up with their parents, with their like father.
Yes.
But sports, the reason we know who LeBron James is and Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat is because these guys had sports
Yes.
that helped to keep them in check. You understand what I'm saying? Sports can help to change lives. It can change the trajectory of the path that a child is taking. Sport can change that. It did it for me.
Yeah.
It did it for me.
Yeah.
So I'm very hopeful that our listeners would consider our plea and just give in to this cause.
Yes.
We're also appealing for the church.
We are appealing.
Church. Because with their prayers and a little help from them will make a big difference.
Yes.
Like,
We like their prayers, but faith without works is dead. All right. The church needs to realize that their role in society is very important as well.
Yes.
The church needs to learn to not just pray but give, because listen, God gave the church a mandate,
Yes.
right? It is their responsibility to teach, and you teach by action, literally.
Yes.
Just as by this love, men will know that you are my disciples. When you show love in giving, that's when people know that this is a child of God. We never say someone is a child of God because of how much he speaks in tongues or how much he prays. It's how he acts, the fruit that the person demonstrates. That's how we know someone is of God. The church needs to start to get involved in society. Stop saying, well, that's not a church thing, so we won't give into that, because these same young people are the same young people whose families are affected. And listen, man, I have spoken to a pastor who doesn't believe that. I remember there was a time we were reaching out to a pastor. I'm just going to share the story. We needed assistance for 2 vans, right, to bring in Chetomal to play January 5th, 2019. And, at the time, our secretary, a wonderful woman who's a teacher, she was with us, and we went to talk to this pastor.
Yes.
And I said to the pastor, I was pleading with him. This was like the 9th hour. What do we call it? The 11th hour? The 11th hour. Like 4 o'clock. If nothing happens today, Friday, then we got to tell the guys in Chetomal you can't come.
Yes.
I pleaded with him. Sir, could you please lend us your church bus just to bring in the guys from Chetomal?
Yes.
And whatever proceeds we make at the game, we will give you everything. We just want the game to play. And he had me and the teacher around, and started saying, oh, but there's a member on my board who's an attorney, and the attorney will ask me, what money did you make, and a lot of stupidness, and we knew it was crap. And so we left with nothing. You know what he said to me?
Yeah.
He said, if this was a church ministry, I would have given you the church bus.
wow.
Understanding that we are reaching out to young people in the community.
Cool.
But you know what is sad? When we got into the vehicle, the woman said, you know what, Carlion, the pastor is a liar. And she got a call immediately. Her son-in-law worked out a deal whereby her son-in-law agreed to pay for 2 vans.
Yeah.
And he's not a church boy. He doesn't even claim Jesus Christ.
You see?
And that's how the team came in. So a lot of people are out there claiming that they're of Christ and all that, but they don't understand anything about love and giving. So I'm just saying that to say that we need the church to start to give.
Yes.
And this is one of the reasons why I think that people don't respect the church anymore, because they don't get involved in society and help people who are in need. That's the problem we have. And then whenever you call them out, they have a lot of things to say. And so I'm just giving that story to say that we need the church to start to invest in our young people. Just preaching to them is not enough.
Yes.
You have to sow the seed practically.
Yes, I fully agree. Good night, Isaac Kelly. He says good night, Zenaida, to your guests. Again, Adolfo says thanks to the show that is here from day one to support Belizeans. God bless you, Ms. Moya. Thank you very much. I want to say that again, this show we're going to push. We're going to have the fundraising event that we're going to try and ensure we do all that we can to bring some money there. We're going to reach out to different entities. I'm going to ensure, speak to certain persons so you can go on different, or probably you probably don't even know you're out to meet with somebody tomorrow I'm sure it will go through. I'll just let you know about that one tomorrow, right?
All right, sure, Ms. D.
Right?
No problem.
So, so I'll be doing my part. What I can help, I'll be doing my part. This show is brought to you through the courtesy of Seabene's Vacation Rental. Shirley Ferguson said, no, attention, yes, Shirley Ferguson. Thank you very much, and I know that someone who can definitely help Shirley. Really need this support for your need with the Bahamas. This is something we're so excited. Right. So you want people how you know the vision that can move them ahead.
Break the curse.
So that said, I want to just make sure that you go and you visit Seabene's Vacation Rentals and Tours. We're located at 5 miles Queen Wilson Highway. Shirley Ferguson, I will be getting in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Right?
Thank you
she's
so much.
abroad and she's someone who helps. Trust me, she will help.
Shirley and Palma. It's not by chance that it came on Miss Moya show that my favorite song from Shirley.
Okay, you see?
It's not by chance.
Okay.
Oh, she's the one who sings?
No, well, Charlotte Ferguson is someone who also, she's in the U.S. as well.
I think it was Miss Shirley Ferguson.
Yeah, no, Charlotte. So she has been helping and she's somebody, and so Miss Charlotte, please, you can, Carleon is here. If you want to reach me, that's fine.
Yes.
But Carleon Flores and Miss Crystal Gladden,
C-R-I-S-T-U-E-L, Crystal. C-R-I-S-T-U-L, Gladden, Gladden. And then of course you have Carleon Flores, C-A-R-L-Y-O-N Flores. And of course you have me that you can inbox me, but you know it's always good to go straight to these guys so that you can immediately, because she's someone that's so positive, you know what I'm saying? Just like you always trying to do your part. I see you, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Carleon, I see you always there. So we gotta continue, we will do this and we will get these kids there.
Thank you so much.
Okay? We will get these kids there, and it means that we have to be, you know, if they want to use the word pushy, we're going to have to try and be a little bit pushy because time is near. Right. And so we got to push forward.
Right.
Okay? And so we will be making calls, we'll be contacting some of our Ruben Martinez says, when is the fundraising event? Ruben, we will be aiming for, you said possibly Sunday?
Sunday?
Sunday or Saturday is good. You tell me which day is good.
Whichever day which do you think people would like to be out?
I will see if we'll get the field this Sunday.
Okay. No, it's here. It's here.
Here.
I think Sunday would be good because you know people work on Saturday, right? You give them that Sunday. Let's do it for Sunday.
Okay, let's do it for Sunday.
It gives that extra time.
Is that okay with you? No problem. Because we're saying whatever food people, there's no reason to buy any food. There will be no reason to buy any food. You come out, you enjoy yourselves. You know, you make sure others come.
Right.
All the money. You understand? Every proceed. The only thing, like I told you, when it comes to the we normally charge 20 for the day. Really, we charge 25, right? But but I will just keep it at 20.
Can the children come? The players?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We normally charge 10 for the kids. The smaller kids, the smaller 4 years, 5 years, we charge $5.
Okay.
a pool is extremely expensive to
Right,
maintain.
right.
And so, it's not like you go to the beach and there's no money out of there. A pool is extremely expensive to maintain, and you have staff and you have all the chemicals and all that you have to ensure, and the cleaning and so forth. So you have to ensure that and we have our place clean, immaculate clean. So that is what it is. So like I told you, normally we charge for the day, 25 a day. The people come here and enjoy themselves and so on. But we would only put it, I would say at 20, just so it's affordable.
That's reasonable.
And then half would immediately go towards you guys, just in that area.
Right.
The other half is just to pay staff and whoever will be working and, just to clean up and so forth. But all the foods, whatever drinks that you guys bring, whatever foods, whatever, everything will go towards that. Everything will go towards the fundraiser.
Right.
And if it means that the following week, if you want me to do again, I will do it again.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm just telling you because people love to swim. I'm not going to go swim. People love swim, and they love the place, and I mean, let's face it, that's one of the areas that people can just hang out and just, we'll have music, we'll have drinks, we'll have food and all that. So that is, and just a way to really, make a start. You will be gearing and speaking to the people abroad. I mean, some abroad already, but you will Ruben Martinez, if you want to also help, contact myself or contact Carleon. I always say contact Carleon, contact Miss Gavin, because these are the individuals directly, all right? And see how we can do this.
Right.
Okay? Maybe next time you try to ensure you get out a little, whatever, if it's a little video or whatever, you get it to us, and
children.
We'll try to deal with it.
We spoke about that today, so we're going to work on that.
Okay, and whatever, we're going to also push through Max TV. We have other TV stations that we'll be pushing through.
All right.
I'll be meeting with certain ones tomorrow, and we'll make sure that
Thank
we can
you.
deal with it.
Thank
so
you
with
so
that
much.
said, Ben, I don't know if you got to put the ad for Sea Belize Vacation Rentals. I'm not sure if you can. You can go ahead and you push it through so that people can see that as well. They make it a date, and everybody else who also have some level of resources, try to see what you can do in terms of fundraising, and we will, just let's try to do this. You understand? Let's try to do this, because if I'm just throwing this out here, if we have at least, let's say, 100 persons coming through, and this is just for the
pool part.
You understand?
Entrance.
Each person, you see how much money that can be?
Right.
You understand? So that's like 10 times 100 that could go directly towards the fundraising, right?
Definitely.
And then all the proceeds in terms of the food can go to it. And I just put 100, it could be more.
Yes.
Because sometimes you have way more. But I just put that out there so it's an easy number to multiply.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
So that's it. So let us try to do those things, and we're gonna try to see if we could have a few hundreds though, at least.
Right.
You understand? And some come in the morning, some come in the afternoon, in the evening, it doesn't matter. And we try to ensure that we make as much money to send you guys. And who knows, if things, I'll try to put more, but I will do my part as much as I can, and I appeal, and I try to reach out to certain individuals.
Really appreciate it, Ms. Moya.
Okay?
Some of the young men are watching, so...
Okay, guys. Yeah, we love you guys. Don't worry. We're doing this. And have faith. You do your part. If any of you, in terms of the DJ section, you already reached out. We're going to reach out. And we're going to have this. We're going to have the flyer. We're going to have the posters out. I will appeal to my different peoples them that who are big in the entertainment industry and who own their TV and radio stations, and have them push it out as well.
Much appreciated.
Okay? So thank you. I want to big up our technician as well, Ben Lewis. Thank you very much, Ben. I want to big up Kelvin, LeBron, Moya Flowers, our other technician. Thank you very much. Yes, I want to big up Max Television and Internet. I want to big up you guys. Thank you. Located throughout the country and of course abroad. I want to big up again Central Cable and Television. I want to big up also that all our viewers who are faithfully watching, not only on the different online, but also on television. Thank you for always tuning in. We appreciate your support. So with that said, have a wonderful and blessed week. And remember, this Sunday, I didn't check the weather, you know. I didn't check the weather, but you're gonna see the ad just so that you know. Okay, so my friend also, oh my gosh, all the way from Jamaica is watching. Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you as always watching. Bilal, thank you also watching from LA. My friend also, thank you very much. And Chuck, thank you watching from Corozal. I want to just say a hi. Yes, thank you very much. And I'm going to appeal to Chuck as well because Chuck is always trying to help.
Okay.
So I will appeal to Chuck Bill and see how he can help.
Okay.
All right. So Chuck, yes, thank you very much. I'll be appealing. I'll be reaching out to you to see how you can help as well. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful and blessed good night.
And thank you to your viewers.
Yes. Thank you very much. Take it away with the ad. Thank you, Ben.
For the ultimate sea view getaway, then Sea Police Vacation Rentals and Tours, located at 5 Mile Philip Golson Highway near the Dover Bridge, is your perfect sea view getaway. Come relax in one of our beautiful air-conditioned sea view rooms, or suites, all with flat screen television, whole bath,